We are all told being a teenager was difficult. We were told we would have to learn how to fit into society, told that we'd have to get jobs and all of that bullshit. But I feel that for myself and other teenagers or people that have gone through these times, that the struggles weren't told to us in full detail. It's not fully understood, and to be honest, everyone's circumstances are different. And with the passing of time, circumstances for teenagers change. While some things never change, everything else is polar opposite to even 5 years later. The first point I think is easy to grasp is just the sheer loneliness. It's easier than ever to feel disconnected. The constant entertainment can make life feel numb, but when you put it down and just sit there and really think about it all, nobody has asked me to hang out or to even call. And whether that's my fault or the internet's comfort it brings me to suppress this pain of loneliness, I have no clue. It's a little different for me, as even before my phone or internet I was always known as the most friendless person you could know, but I feel like even though my social connections are better now, I would like to say I'm funny and sociable, but everyone I know would disagree. I think many people are in my position, but although I ultimately drive it down to my mental inabilities, which I'm sure you can probably ponder to what those are, it is a struggle that the average teenager experiences, and we was never told about it. COVID era was what I've heard many people pin it on. I'd have to agree to some extent, but I think it's currently society at the moment. Like, it's now socially acceptable to just be like this hermit in your house. But to say it in the shortest way, teenagers have always felt isolated. I feel we haven't met enough people to know what's bad from good due to personal issues. I never really be able to meet those people, but for most people, they just haven't met their match at the young age of teenagers. So it's easy to feel isolated, but nobody to share their feelings with, etc. I've tried to feel, I've tried being more real and personal with my friends, and I've never met my match other than some girl I quick add on Snapchat, but it will never happen. She lives 6 hours away and she's a little bit too young for my comfort, but if you're experiencing this, don't worry. You'll find your person, but if you're like me, maybe you'll never meet them. It's just something you have to accept. I've searched through easily 1,000 people through the internet and through just meeting people in life. I also think another problem that links to this is the masking I've seen. So many people pretend to be someone they are not. Now that is something everyone can agree on is a problem amongst people, especially teenagers. That isn't talked about. People who feel lonely so they become something they are not. As someone with experience in these people, their facade is easy to track now, and I don't do it myself, but my interaction with this shows how much of a problem it is, as through everyone masking I've never really found anyone with abnormal super amazing qualities that I really like, and everyone masks. I to some degree did, but I've since left that in the past. I'd rather die a very lonely person than pretending I'm not, because I feel like that would just make me feel even more lonely. But I feel like it's worse when we are teenagers. We are literally supposed to be developing our social skills, but instead we are developing acting roles in the biggest play ever. Maybe through making this video I'll finally meet somebody who views the world the same. If so, add me on. I'll probably put my Instagram or Snapchat and I'll pop on my Snap. Or whatever, and see how that goes. One other thing that I've discovered personally and heard about rarely is this weird attachment. To me, well, like, relationships, but obviously I'm a guy, so I'm not going to talk about being with other guys, but to me, for me, it's girls I've never even spoken to, and they affect me. Even though I don't know how they sound, I feel this is a more specialised thing that every teenager goes through, because, some of us do it all by 15. Some of us in our early 20s wonder what it's like to even hold hands and be told by a girl that they are loved, but this is okay. It is okay to have never done these things, because if you meet another person in the same boat as you and you date them, it could be like the most magical thing, and you could literally marry them in, like, the near future. But admittedly, I've never done anything with a girl. I've had some interaction with girls in Snapchat, but it's never been real, has it? It was just my insanity screaming from within so loud it came out in that form. I've since stopped quick adding girls over them. My one mission, although this is extremely personal, I should hope nobody uses what I'm about to say against me, but here it is. There's this girl in my school who's I'd honestly like. I don't really ever want to say because people in my school might see this, but in some sense, I think that she's perfect. And we exchange looks. I'd like to think that we exchange looks, but it could be my schizophrenia. That was a joke. And I quick add every girl with her name every day in hopes I find it. I've added like hundreds of girls with the exact same name, but nobody's like actually come back to me. I say that, but maybe I already have, and she just doesn't care. Maybe I've added her back and she's just like ignored it or some shit. But it's a problem many teenagers have. I feel having such a deep connection to a girl, but never actually doing anything about it. I feel like for me, it's the most dehumanizing feeling that I can account for. As somebody who still hasn't overcome this, I'm unsure of how to deal with it, but the only way is to talk to them, and that's the end of it. No other way, unless you can find other means that makes it easier, with like Snapchat or Instagram or whatever. But the girl I'm into, she has like no socials or anything, so I'm just like double cooked. My final thing that I've never really heard about, but as a teenager I discovered it. So life is supposed to be like learn about a lot by the end of the teenage years. I don't even think most people understand life, nevertheless teenagers. The meaning of life I know, but how to live it is a burning eternal question that even probably a caveman wants to solve. The reality is that we will never know if we really lived life how it was supposed to be. But this is an extremely philosophical, delicate, and quite to be honest, a rather uncomfortable thing to even think about. But I'll tell you this: never let people control you. Always be yourself. Get away from the noise if you can. If you can't, try and do it every once in a while. Have children, have a partner that you love and you very carefully choose. I mean, very carefully. No cheating bullshit, no girls like that, One red flag early on, you fucking get out of there. And do something that is somewhat meaningful, whether that be societal meaningful or self-development meaningful. Just do what you think is right. Not what dad thinks or what your best friend thinks is right. Although they can help you, don't be wrong, they can guide you in the perfect direction which you might even agree is right, but just be happy and always stay philosophical and always thinking. Your biggest friend and your worst enemy is your mind. If you control it, you will be happy. If you let it control you, then you'll be sad. Anyway, goodbye. I hope if you've been having a difficult week or whatever, like I have, that's why I made this video. I don't usually make videos like this. If you ever need, I feel like this might help you, get guided and stuff. If it served you well, then liking and subbing might prompt me to make another one. Or maybe if I just feel shit again, I'll make another one. Like this one. But if this is the last video I ever made because, shit's getting real in my life, then may God always be in your subconscious and He's always with you. So, yeah, see ya.